Not quite my tempo.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome back. It's Multiplex Loves Movies, episode 57. That's a lot of episodes. We've been doing this for over a year, and we haven't changed the format in like 6 weeks this time. So, hey, we are on a freaking roll. My name is Tim. Welcome to the show. If you've never been here before, we are a movie news show. We're going to talk about all that movie news that happened this week, as well as just have some fun, maybe a laugh or two along the way. Let's bring in my dear friend, Mr. Kaleb Koho, first, producer extraordinaire. Welcome to the show. You haven't been here in 1 week.
1 week.
Sadness.
I missed the show. That's bad. That's bad. Slap on the wrist for that.
God damn you. No, it's okay. You do so much, and we love you for it. Let's bring in the next person. I kind of know her a little bit, I guess. It's Maggie Brzakala. That joke will never get old. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little cold, so I'm holding on to my tea really tight to make myself warmer.
Oh, it's because you're the Flash. It's because you're wearing the... Oh, that Nick too.
Hey, there was another DC Fandom this time. No movie, so we don't care.
No, I was about to say I don't give a shit about anything that happened there. I didn't hear anything exciting about
it. Was all comics, TV shit. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
we do have some DC news to get to eventually, but guys, happy Tuesday. Thank you for coming and doing the show with me. Let's get into it. First, I want to say one thing. I got this in the mail today. This is a 4K Ultra HD of Hocus Pocus. I've never seen this film. I've never seen it ever. But classic. I am a Disney and Blu-ray. What's the word I'm looking for? Slut. So I'm ready for it. That should be interesting. Hocus Pocus, Kaleb, yay or nay? You seemed excited about it.
It is a spooky season classic. It is a nice, like, hey, everyone watches the horror movies. I'm not a horror guy, but this is still a very Halloween fun time movie that you can just kick on, relax, enjoy. It's one of my favorites to watch during Halloween, so this is going to be a good one. I hope you enjoy it.
And I already talked to Maggie, and she said she saw it a long time ago.
I've seen it once, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the movie news. We start the show every week with the box office, so let's get into that because there is still box office numbers to report. Tenet makes another $6.7 million. Now has crossed the $200 million mark worldwide. Most of that's coming from international box office. The New Mutants makes another 2.1. It is holding steady in that it's been making the same amount the last few weeks. Unhinged, this movie, Jesus, it makes another 1.5. Broken Hearts Gallery, a movie that we talked about last week. Maggie and I saw it. Wasn't that bad. Made 1.2 million. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Another $292K. That one is streaming digitally, so we know that it's gonna not make as much as these other ones. Broken Hearts Gallery, the only new one here. I work at a theater. No one came to see this thing. That being said, I thought it was actually really good. It was surprising. It was fun. If you like romantic comedies, me and Maggie do. I guess I won't speak for Maggie. I really like romantic comedies. I enjoy them a lot, especially if they're like cliche, but also have like good characters. This movie was wildly cliche, but the lead, whose name I'm not even going to try to say because I don't remember it, and it was hard to pronounce. She's from Bad Education and Blockers. She was in Blockers. I believe she was John Cena's daughter in Blockers. Yeah. Awesome in the movie. She was really, really good at it. And Dacre Montgomery plays the main guy.
Ranger.
He was fine. But I thought the cast as a whole, Philippa Sue is in this movie, Koho. Yeah.
She is.
I may have to go see it now.
Yeah, she's in it, and she's really good as well. There's a scene where they sing karaoke, and she purposefully sings badly, and it's very funny. So I really like the movie. I'm happy it made something, but I think the big story here is just Tenet. It makes another 6 point whatever million, and it's chugging along. We're going to talk
And
we're going to talk about some stuff. You don't have to bring attention to it every time.
I'm sorry.
No. We're going to talk about some stuff later about movies that have been pushed, but for the foreseeable future, Tenet is pretty much the only thing you're going to see big movie-wise in the theaters. So, Koho, any thoughts on the box office?
Tenet's got a long runway, a lot of real estate to make up a ton of bank. I wouldn't be shocked if this ends up being the #1 movie worldwide by the end of the year, just because there's nothing else to see. I am happy New Mutants is making money. I mean, it means ultimately nothing for this dead franchise, but it's just nice to see that the last one is making money. And Unhinged, the little movie that could, I guess, just doesn't miss Unhinged.
Yeah, I saw New Mutants again last night and didn't quite hold up the second time. I think there was a little bit of that, like, ooh, I'm seeing a new Marvel movie feeling the first time, but still fun. I think the third act works really well. The rest of the movie is going. Maggie, box office,
Yes.
Unhinged is still here.
Yeah.
You saw that movie.
I did. It's a wonderful father-daughter film, if you're wondering. And so that's probably why it keeps making money. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'm glad their movie's making money. The movie's getting pushed because they think that Tenet's performance is too low. Kind of makes me sad. Like, I don't really know what you were expecting. I want California to open its theaters so that we can see more movies.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Like, we're leading into things, so let's get on to the next story so we can get there. But the next big thing is actually something huge that dropped yesterday. Jonathan Majors, he is on Lovecraft Country on HBO, has been cast as Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3. Now, I'm going to have Koho do a lot of the talking here because what I know about Kang the Conqueror is because of Kaleb Koho. And because in last year's finale to debate here at Multiplex, he made me watch a Marvel television show where Kang the Conqueror was a villain. Am I correct in saying that? Right. He was like the main, he was like the big bad.
He was a major villain in the first season, yes.
So I don't know too much other than that. How this character is playing into Ant-Man is weird because watching the show, it seems like this character was a big Thanos level threat. Why is he an Ant-Man? Koho, can you shed some light on this?
So my assumption is that they're trying to Loki him, where he shows up in someone's solo movie as an introduction, and you see this character meet another character, and then they springboard him off. I don't know why it's an Ant-Man. I think Peyton Reed was like, I want to have fun with a villain that is inherently kind of a weird concept. But at the end of the day, Kang is a Thanos level threat, like you said. He's one of the biggest Avengers villains. So to put him as the main villain of Ant-Man 3 to me is really confusing. Especially because the biggest Ant-Man villain hasn't appeared yet. They could, and it's perfect for his name is Egghead, and he's stupid and is perfect for a Peyton Reed Ant-Man movie. And I think that's what they're missing. I thought the next logical step was do Egghead and wrap it up and make the whole finale of Ant-Man's trilogy with the dumbest character who happens to be the biggest villain. To put in Kang, I think it's very interesting. I feel like this is an uneven matchup where Ant-Man could easily get killed. So I don't really understand how the action is going to work or where they're going. I think the casting's good. They got a young guy, which is perfect because if you don't know anything about who Kang is a future version of Mr. Fantastic's son, who comes back in time and is trying to mess with the past. He ends up being on the Young Avengers for a time because Iron Lad chases him, and then Iron Lad helps found the Young Avengers. It's the whole thing. But Kang goes through time trying to kill versions of himself and versions of other characters. Iron Man is actually one of his big focuses, so it's kind of weird they're bringing him in an Iron Man-less MCU now. It's kind of a bummer. But I hope it springboards because he's really cool and can be really good, and Jonathan Majors is really good in Defy Bloods. So I hope it's great.
It sounds like we could, because all the article says is that Deadline reported that he was cast in a major role alongside, a lead role alongside Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd. Also, I think it's just notable to say that is the character black in the comics?
Nathaniel Richards is not, but the character of Kang himself is blue. So it doesn't really matter.
So that'll be interesting. I mean, I like that because clearly he's a good actor. Like everybody said that he's a great actor. I'm back. There we go. That he's great. So I'm glad that they, like, we talked about this on the show weeks ago, but with their directors behind the camera, that they've have a ton of representation coming into phase 3. I like that this is continuing to happen in front of the camera as well. If he is going to be the main villain of this movie, or even if he is going to be like I'm the friend for most of the movie, villain at the end into the next movie, is great. Keep bringing representation into these movies. Maggie, your thoughts on this whole situation?
The thing that Kaleb said actually that was most exciting to me, that we don't know if they're gonna do, but if he's really Reed Richards' son, can we like make that happen and then bring in the Fantastic Four into the MCU? Because I think that'd be awesome. Like that'd be such an interesting like way to do it, especially if he's time traveling. Like then you can really explain it any way you want to explain it because of the way that they do time travel in the MCU. So that makes me excited.
True.
So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Time travel in the MCU is the best version of time travel. We've established this from Avengers Endgame, which, fun fact, I finally finished the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They did time travel in that season, and they explained it the exact same way they did in Endgame. So that is an MCU concrete information, which I like. So let's keep rocking that. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. This one I want to talk about also because it does have connections to the MCU. A new movie, Nomad Land, starring Frances McDormand, just premiered at the Venice Film Festival. Its director Chloe Zhao is helming Eternals, I believe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Koho, I want to say Eternals, yes.
Right.
Yeah, so her new movie, she previously did a movie called was it The Writer?
Yes.
The Writer? Yeah, okay. She did that, and now she's doing this movie, Nomad Land. It won the top spot at Venice Film Festival, and now she's doing, clearly she's already done Eternals, but this movie is supposedly very good. The Writer, I didn't see it, but I heard nothing but good things, so we're having a good track record for Chloe to come in and do Eternals. I'm really looking forward to this movie now. Apparently the plot is pretty much just Frances McDormand is a woman who decides to like give up everything and live in like a truck, basically. And Chris Stuckman said there's a scene that's really hard to watch where she shits in a bucket. Cool. I like weird movies, so I'm here for this one. Apparently it's very good. Maggie, do you have any interest in seeing a Oscar-y contender movie in 2020 still from the director of the Eternals?
I mean, I guess I have to. I kind of, after seeing a couple new movies the past couple of weeks, I want to see more movies in the theater, but I can't right now. So if that's an option, I'll take it. You
can't right now because they keep pushing them, or?
Correct.
Infidel, Maggie. Infidel.
Yeah, well,
we'll talk about that later.
You probably will see it too. So
I for sure am seeing it. I was going to spare you, but Koho, your thoughts on this movie winning at Venice?
Very excited. That's a very good sign. There's a lot of I fired up Gold Derby again just to see if it was alive, just to see what was going on. And the front page article was the speculation for the best director category could have 3 people of color, 2 women of color in it this year. Chloe Zhao being one of them for Nomadland, Regina King being the other one for One Night in Miami.
I heard that movie is insane.
It's supposed to be fantastic. So they're saying both of them are strong frontrunners. But this is supposed to be a very heavy Oscar contender. Frances McDormand is one of the early favorites for an actress nomination, maybe even a win. So we'll see. I'm very interested. I love Frances McDormand. Always will see her in anything. So this is going to be good. I'm excited to see it.
Frances McDormand, most notably, doing a lot of award stuff for her performance in The Good Dinosaur. I'm very excited to see what she does next after this movie. Maggie laughed at that one. So, okay, great. Let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is, let's talk some delays. Fuck my life. Okay, so Wonder Woman 1984 and Candyman. Those are the 2 big ones. Another big one dropped yesterday. A big one, quote in quotations. Greenland the new Gerard Butler movie, which was supposed to sweep the nation, was going to come out the 25th. That's also been pushed to a TBD 2020 date, which confuses me, Greenland. You still want to come out in 2020, but you're pushing yourself away from September. Come on, disrespectful. Nobody cares about Greenland. The big ones are Wonder Woman and Candyman. Candyman has been pushed to TBD 2021. I'm sorry. So it's going to come out in 2020. I don't know. It's my computer. It's going to come out in 2021. We don't know when. The director, Nia DaCosta? I think DaCosta. I don't remember her name.
I think so.
And she was just hired to direct something that we talked about.
That's true.
What was she? It was an MCU thing. Wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, Captain Marvel 2, right?
Oh, yeah, that's 100% what it was. It was Captain Marvel 2. And that's when we talked about yeah. So she basically came out on social media and said, guys, this is a movie you will want to experience in the theater. We have no interest in putting this on VOD to start. This is a theatrical movie, and that is where it's going to be seen. We want it to be seen by the most people at the best time when it's safe for everyone. Cool. So 2021, I wanted to see the movie. I was excited for the movie, but it gets pushed. It is what it is. Wonder Woman. This is dumb. This is stupid. And it's been pushed to Christmas Day. It's coming out Christmas Day, December 25th. There's so many opinions about this because I realize in one hand I'm saying I don't care about Candyman, and in one instance in the other hand I'm saying I care about Wonder Woman. But my issue is that if Wonder Woman came out October 2nd, which was its planned release date, it had from October 2nd to November 20th, because November 20th is when, November 9th is when Black Widow came out. You have a whole month plus probably longer than that to make up some money. It would be in theaters for a while. Why shoot yourself in the foot? If the movie comes out on Christmas now, it has to deal with all those other movies that came out before it, and January is stacked. February is stacked. These other months are stacked now. So I get the reason of like people aren't 100% comfortable with going to theaters yet. And that's fair. If you're not comfortable with going, don't go. Don't listen to the fat idiot here who's saying it is safe, because that's not what I'm saying. I don't think it's ever going to be 100% safe. That being said, for the people who are going to theaters, I think Wonder Woman actually probably would have made more opening weekend than Tenet did, because by the time October 2nd rolls around, people will have gone to the theater multiple times to see something. At least people like us have gone multiple times. They're going to be more comfortable with it, and they're going to want to see Wonder Woman. I would have expected that movie again in a normal world. That movie makes $150 million opening weekend, but in today's day, it makes 40, and I think they can be happy with that. Even when it comes out on Christmas Day, it's not going to make more than 40 million. I hate to break it to you, Warner Brothers, but it's not. I don't think that's in the realm of. I don't think there's going to be a movie that opens over $100 million in a long time. Honestly, over a year. I really believe that. I don't think there's a single movie that's going to come out in the next year that will make more than 100 million opening weekend. It's not going to happen. So just open the fucking movie. Am I being over dramatic, Maggie? Tell me.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm sort of on the same page in the sense that it really opening it now versus opening it in December, there's literally going to be no difference. From now until when there is a real vaccine, there's going to be no difference. There's nothing you can do about it. And I think that it is what it is. And I understand why they're cautious. And I think it has less to do with people's actual health and more with the fact that they just want to make that money back. So I don't know. I'm just disappointed because it got all hopeful. It was really looking good there in September. And then all of a sudden everyone's backing out for some reason. I feel like Mulan didn't even do that well, like on Disney Plus, I don't think. So I don't
talk about that, yeah.
So I don't understand why I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand what holding on to it's doing. I learned today about the time value of money, you guys. Just put out the movie because then you'll have the dollars today instead of later. So I don't know. I think it's time. I think that safety is still going to be like an issue, but I mean, nothing just won't be at capacity, and people will wear masks, and then you're fine. Like,
what's the point of holding on? Is my
right.
thing. What's the point of holding on to all these movies when you could release them now? Koho, what do you think?
So I think what they're doing is they're holding out hope that things are going to return a little bit more to some semblance of normal, so that it can make $50 million on Christmas. That is not happening.
That's not happening.
They are living in a fantasy world where they're hoping they can recoup their money because they sunk like over $100 million into it, and they want to try and
probably
make
more than 200. If I
exactly at this point, with all the pushing and marketing factored in, they're just costing themselves more money than if they just release it. This one sucks, especially for me. This was supposed to be the first gig I had back with the radio station at the movie theater. And the day that my station manager said, "Hey, you good to go promote Wonder Woman on this?" I got the message on Facebook that was like, "It got pushed," and I'm like, "Yay, fuck my life." But I wish they would just come out. I think at this point, I think they might even just be waiting to see if Black Widow up and moves to a different date, and if they do, they might steal the Black Widow spot. But I think.
If it's in Christmas, they're not going to move it back to the beginning of November. That doesn't make sense.
I think they might if their biggest competition is gone. If Black Widow is their biggest competition. If that's gone, then I could totally see them just going, well, we're going to swipe in right here and have now that entire runway that Black Widow has.
I 100% agree with you. I think I don't think that's unheard of. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. I think they could do that. I don't think they will, but I think it could happen. I also am I am literally praying to the gods that Black Widow comes out November 9th. The thing is if it does get moved, we're going to hear about it in the next 2 weeks. Today is September 15th. If by October 1st we don't hear of a push, I think we're set in stone. The big reason I say that is Wonder Woman was putting out marketing materials, sending out new posters, specifically the one that was released at DC Fandom, and they were being sent to theaters with coming soon on it. Black Widow, we've been getting posters that say November 9th. That feels better.
More definitive, yeah.
Definitive to me. But that's speculation. We don't need to get into all of that. Let's go into the next story, which is also MCU related. I swear, I think this is the last MCU related topic we have today, but it's a good one. Chris Hemsworth has come out and said, "Guys, I'm never leaving." In the words of Jordan Belfort, "I'm not fucking leaving." He doesn't want to go anywhere. He says that Thor: Love and Thunder will not be his last MCU appearance. Good. Fantastic. Iron Man was always kind of my favorite for a while, and then Winter Soldier came out, and then Cap was my favorite for a minute, and then Ragnarok came out, and from Ragnarok to now, Thor is my boy. I think overall Cap is like my number one out of the three main guys, but Ragnarok, Thor, and then into Infinity War and into Endgame. I love Thor so much. I'm still not excited about Natalie Portman. I know I'm in the minority there. I just don't really like Natalie Portman. I know Garth says it's because she wasn't happy with the director, but I'm not a big fan. So I'm excited that this isn't the end for him. I hope this means we get him in a Guardians movie. Koho, your thoughts on Chris Hemsworth sticking around for a while in the MCU?
Great. I hope he sticks around as long as he wants to do it. Because I think if we had lost Thor only a couple movies post Endgame, like we got maybe one more movie with them post Endgame, I'd have been like, okay, that's at least we got one more with him, at least we got to see him pass the torch. But like, it feels better knowing that one of like the major Phase 1 players is still around at least, to give some sort of like guidance or being there character-wise, because I don't know if Ruffalo's Hulk is going to be there either, but if Ruffalo's Hulk and Hemsworth's Thor are still around in Phase 4, great. Because then at least the MCU that I remember starting watching in 2008 is still here in some semblance, in some shape and form. But yeah, I hope he plays it for as long as he wants to, because he's excellent. He's my favorite part of these movies right now.
Maggie, you hate Thor. Tell us why.
I don't hate Thor. You're wrong. I'm very excited that he's continuing. I don't think I mean, I didn't really have any doubt that he was going to continue. Like, I think that like Chris Evans had been pretty vocal that he wanted out, and like with Robert Downey Jr. it just sort of seemed like time. So I'm not surprised that he's continuing. Like, and there are so many different things that you can do with him because he isn't like contained to Earth. So I think that seeing him in a Guardians movie would just be like a blast, or even if he like shows up in Eternals, which I think could totally happen. Yeah, no, definitely excited about it. As Tim said, everything else he does is not very good, so he has nothing else to do. So I'm happy to keep him here as long as he keeps putting up good performances.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on to the next thing. We've got some trailers to talk about. Freaky, Dune, and Mandalorian 2. We'll start with Freaky. We all watched this trailer. Yes, me and Maggie saw it in the theater. You didn't.
I didn't get a chance to find this.
Let me pitch it to you.
It is really funny.
Let me pitch this to you. So did you see Happy Death Day?
I did. I liked Happy Death Day a lot.
So it's from the director of Happy Death Day.
Okay.
And here's the pitch. It's Blumhouse.
Okay.
High school girl.
Okay.
Gets murdered. She's not very popular. Gets kind of bullied, but for some reason she's wildly attractive.
Right.
So why she's bullied, and it's weird.
She's like the protagonist type girl in every movie.
She's the main girl in Blockers. She's she's the main girl in Blockers. She's murdered. Wakes up though after being murdered and is in her murderer's body. And the murderer is in her body a la Freaky Friday. Except the murderer is played by Vince Vaughn. That's the pitch. It looks awesome.
It looks funny.
It looks really good. So Happy Death Day, I think, was a good horror movie that had some comedic elements.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Death Day 2U, I just saw for the first time in quarantine. They did a good. It was definitely more on the comedic side. Also, kind of went sci-fi. This looks to be straight comedy with horror in it. It's a horror concept. But the Freaky Friday thing, this director is doing a great job of taking the Groundhog Day concept, now the Freaky Friday concept, and turning it into a fun horror movie. It looks great. Vince Vaughn looks fantastic. There's a scene where he has to prove to his friends that he is this girl, so he does like a cheerleading thing. It looks very funny. I'm wildly interested to see this. Right now, it's slated to come out November 13th, Friday the 13th of this year, so we should be getting it soon. Maggie, you actually saw the trailer with me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm super pumped. I did also really enjoy Happy Death Day. And yeah, I like Vince Vaughn, and so I think it's gonna be funny. There were a lot of good moments in the trailer. I hope that, I mean, I guess I don't really have expectations. The trailer looked good. We're gonna see it. I hope it comes out in November and that we can see it.
Koho, based on that pitch, your thoughts?
All in. That sounds awesome. That sounds fun. I really liked Happy Death Day. Wholesome raves about Happy Death Day to you. I still haven't seen it, but this sounds like fun. I'll see it.
All right, so the next big trailer is Dune. Let's throw up that sandworm again. Can we do it? Look at that thing.
Sexy sandworm.
Oh my god. So here's the deal with Dune. I've never seen the Lynch version. I own it. It's been sitting there since March. It's been sitting there since I bought it the week before shutdown happened, and I still haven't watched it. I've heard mixed things about that movie, but in Denis we trust. Anything Villeneuve makes, I've loved. There's not been a single movie of his that I have seen that I haven't loved. And I mean that literally loved. I haven't seen his early stuff, but I've seen every American thing he's made. So Prisoners, Enemy, Blade Runner 2049, I think, is a fucking masterpiece. What am I missing? Sicario. I think the man is a genius. Arrival. I think he's a genius. So I'm very much looking forward to this. The trailer looks awesome. Timothée Chalamet looks great. The cast is insane. I'm really looking forward to this one. And it appears to be, based off of what I've been told from people who love the book, that this is only going to be the first half of said book. So cool. Koho, thoughts on the trailer? Did you watch it?
I did. It looks cool. I can tell you right now, best cinematography 2020.
Yeah.
Probably on lock. Maybe even visual effects. Like this looks great. I am not super interested in the story of Dune. I've never read the books. I've watched the movie. I don't really know anything about it, but just the bits and pieces I've heard, it doesn't sound like something I would love, but I will see it because, like you said, in Disney we trust. But I think this cast is stacked. I think it looks really cool. I think this is the next big sci-fi franchise, probably, if this hits. If this hits, this thing is, like you said, the first half of the first book, there are 9 books. If they broke these 9 books into a half each, that's 18 movies they could make. So
please don't do that.
I mean, supposedly there's just dense as hell. But I'll see it.
Well, that's what I've heard, is that the David Lynch movie does adapt the entire first book, and that a lot of people's complaints were you could have done it just on the first half and it would have been great. Maggie, your thoughts on the trailer? Yes. We saw this trailer in a theater.
Yeah,
so.
It was very intense. It looks like a very, very, intense drama sci-fi thing. It's got an absolutely crazy cast. There are just like people everywhere, and I was like, they're all famous. I don't know anything about the story either, but I am always down to watch Timothée Chalamet do anything. So, yeah.
All right, the big one from today, our Lord and Savior, the baby, the Mandalorian. Oh, there he is. Look at him go. When his daddy starts to fight, he hides. He do the hide. Koho, you never finished Mandalorian season 1 because you're an ass. Did you watch this trailer?
I haven't watched it yet because I'm afraid of spoilers.
I was going to say spoilers.
I know absolutely nothing about where we go in Mandalorian. I've seen the first 2 episodes. I fell off, not because it's bad, but because Watchmen came out and also movie trivia. So I just never got around to finishing it. I'm going to finish it as soon as the season ends. As soon as the movie trivia season ends, I will be going season 1 and all the way through season 2. So I'm caught up for when the inevitable 3rd season happens.
Awesome. Well, we won't get into too many spoilers here, but I think the main thing that I want to touch on here is that this is probably the best looking TV show ever. Frankly, there's a shot in here with some X-Wing fighters that looks just as good as Rise of Skywalker, to be completely fucking honest. The child is a blessing to this planet. My lord, I won't get into spoilers on the story, but I love where this is going. I love what they set up of what we're doing in season 2. Maggie, your thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pumped. Not talking about it much for Koho's sake, but I don't really. Well, actually, they do tell you exactly where they're going. Never mind.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. That's all.
Cool. I do know Ahsoka's in season 2. That's all I know. I don't know if she shows up in this trailer or not.
Not that we can see.
Unclear.
Rosario is playing her still, right?
I think so.
Theoretically.
Because that is perfect casting. I love that.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on from the trailer talk. We'll quick go into we'll cover this really quick. Disney Plus, Mulan. We do have some figures, some rough figures of what the movie made on Disney Plus, and apparently in its first weekend on Disney Plus, it made $33.5 million. Now, I do think that is more than what it would have made in theaters. That being said, $30 a pop is expensive. 33.5 million makes a lot of sense. This makes sense to me that it made this much. Did we talk about the movie last week? I don't remember. I don't think we did because it was just me and Twig. I don't remember. I don't like the movie. I don't think the movie is very good. But 33.5 million, good for them. I still wish it would have been in theaters. Koho, thoughts?
Good for them. 30 some million. Good. I mean, I think if anyone is going to make money during all of this, it's Disney. Disney's going to find a way to make more money than everyone else because they can. They'll charge you the $30 ticket and you'll pay because they're Disney. But I'm probably not gonna watch it. I said this from day one. I'm probably not gonna watch this movie, and especially now that Tim doesn't like it, no shot I'm gonna like it. So we'll see. Yeah, it'll probably make more money. My biggest fear is that we see them do this again and more often, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Maggie, your thoughts?
I sort of agree with you that 33 is more than it would have made in theaters, but I don't think by a lot, to be completely honest, except because the movie is not really like it is, but like not really. Like the tone, the tone is not for children. So no. I understand not taking your kids to the movies, but I don't think that that's who would have been going to see it. I think it would have been like 10 to older, like those middle aged children. And so I think that it, especially with Tenet making around 20 that same weekend, I don't understand why it wouldn't have made around the same thing. The article calls the movie wildly profitable, and I was like, calm down, please. 33 is not that much. And it is about the same that it would have expected from the theater. I think the biggest thing that I found, not surprising, but that from the article was that subscribers for Disney Plus increased by 70%. So that's a lot, but also not surprising because that was kind of the point. So I don't know. I hope that this does not encourage them to do it again.
Yeah. All right. Last main topic of the day. This one I just threw in here because it's fucking hilarious.
I love this.
So Maggie, I don't know if you've heard of it. Did you look at this yet?
I just looked at it. Yeah.
Okay. So Unhinged trolls Tenet on Twitter. Twitter's a garbage place, but it did something very funny, and they posted. I believe you have the poster, Koho. Oh, look at that! I
do. Sorry, my own baby is here.
Okay, so this is what they posted. See Unhinged, the movie that won't confuse you, and then put a link to Fandango for tickets. That's fucking brilliant. The Unhinged is not a great movie. Russell Crowe is good in it. There's some tense moments. The ending, I think, is a bit of a disaster. But someone gets a pair of scissors like stabbed through their face, and it's pretty baller. So, you know, they're trolling Tenet. I work at the theater. A lot of people have walked out going, what? And then I go, yeah. And so, like, I get it. It's a funny joke. I think it's just fucking hilarious. Maggie, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, as we were talking about at the beginning, you know, Unhinged just won't stop. It keeps on chugging along, and I can totally see it being the rival to Tenet, where Christopher Nolan attracts, you know, like pretentious people, and this is the opposite of that. So,
Koho, what about you?
I liked Unhinged. It was fun. This is funny. This is funny. Tenet, I liked maybe Unhinged a little bit more than Tenet, just because I wasn't confused when I left. So I think this is a really funny ad, just because it hits. And I think it hits the touchstone right on the head as to what people are saying about Tenet.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to get them another round of people to come watch, because it's making money. It's doing well. So to keep that going, I think it's doing better now than it probably would have in a normal world. So
it's holding on longer because of for sure. Without something else coming week to week, for sure, it's making more. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you just wanted to share that because that was funny. Let's talk about the movies coming out next week. This weekend in theaters, we're getting Infidel. This movie looks like trash. We saw the trailer before Unhinged. It stars Jesus Christ himself, Jim Caviezel. Katie, no. I don't know. It's for some reason it's selling tickets at our theater. Sure, whatever's bringing in the people, sure. But I don't care. I thought the trailer was bad. I thought the trailer was really bad. Maggie, you saw the trailer too. What'd you think?
Yeah, trailer looked like trash. TBH looked like a bunch of American propaganda. So that's not a fun movie, really, especially right now, like really. But yeah, that's that.
Koho, did you watch the trailer?
Kind of. I watched like the first couple minutes and bailed. I found out this is produced by Dinesh D'Souza.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it is. That's why it feels the way it feels.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
He made Hillary's America and
hey,
Death
baby.
of a whatever, the Trump movie. Yeah, so Maggie's spot on with the American.
That it's American propaganda.
That's 100%.
American propaganda. It does not look appealing whatsoever.
Well, so now I probably won't see it knowing that.
Yeah.
Little roar.
It's okay.
Isn't that cat new?
This is my baby. Yes. This is Oscar, named for the awards because I'm a shill.
You're an ass. Okay, the next movie coming out. There's nothing else in theaters this weekend, but on VOD, starting tomorrow on Netflix, The Devil All the Time, the new Tom Holland movie. Robert. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard the movie's just fine, but that the performances are killer. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys have any opinions?
It looks, baby. It looks. He was doing so well. It looks fine. I don't necessarily think the story is going to be anything super cool, but I think that cast is going to have a lot of performances in it that I think we're going to want to watch. I think Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson are both going to be really good. But yeah, I don't know if I'll see it. I'll wait till I hear someone I trust review of it. But
Someone needs attention.
he's mad.
Maggie, your thoughts?
Was this movie slated to come out in theaters?
No.
Okay, then I have no thoughts really. I mean, I'm excited to see Tom Holland do something outside of the MCU, and I'm all about seeing Robert Pattinson right now also doing different things. So, I mean, you're gonna watch it while I'm doing homework, so I'll kind of see it. So
It's probably true.
yeah.
And then the final movie, Antebellum. It lost its theatrical release. It's coming out on VOD. I don't give a shit about this movie. It's oof. I don't care. The trailers were bad. I heard the movie's bad. So there you have it. You guys care about this movie at all?
I mean, I thought the trailers were actually kind of interesting. Like, there's clearly like a shtick, and I might just be stupid, but I don't really understand what it is. So I kind of want to see it for like that factor of it. But where is it streaming?
Everywhere on Amazon.
Oh, it's VOD. Okay.
Yeah, it's VOD. It's not.
So we'd have to like pay a lot of money to watch it.
Correct, like $20.
That's too bad. All right, well, no to that.
He is just like his dad. He is a camera whore.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today's movie news. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking the news. We'll be back next week, same time, same bat channel. Tomorrow is Film Scores, Koho.
Yes. Okay. So tomorrow on YLS, please relax for a moment. YLS Film Scores. I am hosting. Cody is not here. We have Nick Twohig, Thomas Scully, Lucas Schildbach, and Brooklyn Vail on. It's going to be a really, really wild show.
Yeah.
The lists are insane. You don't want to miss it.
And then Movie Warzone is new. Thursday and Friday, Fandom Fights is new. Saturday and Sunday, as well as a new episode of 2X Trivia Night every Sunday. Guys, I don't think there's anything else this week coming up. So with that, thank you for watching so much. We will see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. Peace out. Have a great evening.
You're still here? It's over.
She's out of our hair, and just when I dare to care, she says, au contraire, you're my pair of friends. I love you.
Keep it together, man.